I think if there is one thing that most people who are nerds about space love to talk about and theorize on, it would be the conversation around black holes. Black holes are one of the most intriguing things about the known universe that we live in that we still honestly don't know that much about. In today's video, we are going to theorize if Starfield might actually include any black holes in the game. We'll also have fun with this theory and talk about how there could be a chance that they'll include in two very specific black holes that we've seen before and that have been talked about in real life. Comment down below your thoughts as we jump into this conversation. Also, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate that. More Starfield to come in the future here on this channel. We are now 1 month away from the full release of Starfield, and it is time to make some fun videos to theorize what we could see in the final and hopefully finished product. As I've said already, this video will be focusing on talking about whether we might see some black holes pop up at any one point in time in the game, whether it be as an Easter egg or something that was meant to be in the game in the first place as some kind of experience in the story, for example. Now, this video idea spawned from two different areas. For one, it comes from a Reddit post that was made on the main Starfield Reddit page 2 months ago, where someone asked the question of whether or not Bethesda had put in any black holes into the game. He included an edit to showcase what it would look like. Inside of this edit, you'll notice that he uses a very specific black hole, which just so happens to tie in with the other area of which this video idea comes from. That black hole that he put into the edit is the black hole Gargantua from the film Interstellar from Christopher Nolan, a film that I might add is my favorite film of all time, and again is the second reason for why this video idea was created. I think this would be a really cool addition into the game that adds to the lore and just aesthetic of what makes this game's world so fascinating and fun to explore. Whether or not they add in Gargantua itself as one of the black holes or maybe the only black hole that you see in the entirety of the game is another question of speculation entirely. I honestly think that it would be a really cool thing to do as an Easter egg. Of course, the only way that Bethesda could include this into the game is if Todd Howard and the company went to Warner Brothers, who obviously control the film's rights, and asked them if they could include it in the game for reasons for it to not be a copyright issue. As a matter of fact, one of the most popular video games recently within the last month or so, called Only Up, was actually hit with a copyright infringement, and we're going to use this as an example because it included something that was not meant to be in the game. If anyone here who has played Only Up knows what I mean, it was the anime girl that was the problem, and so the creator had to remove it completely. Another game recently that actually fell victim to copyright infringement was the recent Call of Duty game Modern Warfare 2, where they took the real-life location of the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, California, and put it into their game as a map called Museum. They, for some reason, did not ask the owners of that location if they could use the likeness of the place to put it into the game as a map, and so they had to take it out as well. I'm hoping that if, hypothetically speaking, Gargantua is in Starfield, that Todd Howard and Bethesda ask Warner Brothers if they could be allowed to use that and add it in as an Easter egg or as a main part of the story. I think for something like a Gargantua, that might just be more of an Easter egg, but who's really to say, honestly? I wouldn't mind however it would be used in the game. One of the people who commented on this post mentioned that he thinks it would be fine if the studio never told us that it was there, and again, as a way to leave it as an Easter egg. Whether it is a big surprise or a part of the main quest of the story, I think that it would be a pretty good idea just to include something like that in the first place. I just think that it would also be a really nice thing to do in terms of it being a very timely thing, because Christopher Nolan is a filmmaker and he's getting a lot of attention right now for his new movie Oppenheimer. Even so, I still think it would be a really nice thing to see in the game, especially when we are looking at that picture on Reddit. It looks really cool, and if you could honestly see that in the background while you're traveling through space and you didn't know about it, I think that would make for a really fun thing for any player to see when they're exploring the vastness of space. Tying this back into the overall discussion of black holes, there is another one that I think would be very, very cool if Bethesda added it into the game. Does anybody here remember not too long ago, recently, when we got images revealed to the public that NASA had captured photos of two black holes? Sagittarius A and M87 or M87 are the two black holes that have been captured in the photo as you see here on screen. My theory is that what if Bethesda was able to do what Christopher Nolan did with Gargantua in Interstellar Interstellar and recreated both Sagittarius A and M87 inside of Starfield as two black holes that you could come across at any one point in time. Let's say out of the notion that they could both be Easter eggs, Starfield could add in some challenge or anything that requires you to go and do something in order for you to travel and find these black holes. Let's say, for example, you have to complete a task where you have to get a very specific grav drive, which is their version of a hyperdrive that would allow you to travel far enough through space to see these black holes whenever you wanted to. Again, I think that would be a really cool Easter egg and fun thing for people to do inside of the game. As far as this theory goes with regards to the black holes and how they could be implemented into the game, of course, all this remains to be seen. This is just pure speculation and something to have fun with in terms of conversation. Todd Howard was asked about black holes in an interview once, and he kind of shut it down answering anything about it, which might make me believe that there will be black holes at some point in the game. This video kind of adds to that speculation on whether or not maybe we could see an Easter egg out of the use of these black holes. Again, whether or not it is Gargantua or it is these two real-life black holes that have been documented in photograph, or if it is even just a new black hole that the game itself is conceiving of, we will have to wait and see when the game fully launches. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs in the game, so we'll just have to wait and see how long it takes for some people to look as hard as they can to find them. But right now, most importantly, I'd be curious to know what you all think about this. Where are you on the notion of whether or not black holes would be in the game? And if there are, could it line up with my theories of it being any of the ones I've mentioned in this video, or again, if it's just a new one that the game is making on its own? Drop a comment down below, and again, like this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here and are looking forward to more Starfield videos that I will make in the future. I hope everyone here has a great rest of their day, and I will see you all in the next video. This is Orion, signing out.